you all. So today we are going to learn fifth semester electrical estimation and utilization subject BE 105 C C18 scheme. Topic: info various wiring systems and estimate the material required for domestic wiring, and subtopic cables and switches. So main objective today is uh, to know the various sets of cables generally used in our electrical engineering subjects as well as in the fields and its applications. Now let us see cables. So the cables are nothing but is a conductors in first year level in electrical materials. We have seen the basic materials, the conductors generally used in power system, in distribution system, in machinery and different places. Generally, the copper and the aluminum are the two metals play a vital role in our electrical field works. Now, in case of the power system, we can use the ACSR conductors, AAA conductors, and olden days we are using the copper conductors also. But copper conductor cost is more, hence we are only special cases we can use the copper conductors. And silver is the best conductor. It is also used in our electrical appliances where we require the precision operation is required. And now let us see them. What are the cables generally used in our power system? In power system, in our power system, the cables are uh, in electrical fields. From these cables are from domestic appliances to industry and companies. So we are using the different voltages at different current ranges. This already we know that the cables or conductors mainly depend upon the load, the loading of the motor or machine. If the loading of the machine is more, so we require a large diameter of the conductors, whether it is a aluminum or copper. So, but at the same time, the conductor weight as well as the increases by providing the insulation materials. As we know, when the voltage increases from the L2 voltage to the high voltages, the EH2 voltages, so we require to provide a good insulation between the two light bars. Hence, we know that the conductors, so cables or conductors used in our electrical machines based on voltages as well as current. If the current is more, the diameter of the conductor increases. If the voltages increases, the insulation over the conductor has to be increased. This is the basic idea already we know in lower classes. Let us say what do you mean with cables? Cables are used to carry the electrical signals. So it may be AC as well as a DC. The core of wire is of copper or aluminum, which is of more strands, single strand and multi strands. Single strand can be used only for the low voltage purposes. For the multi stranded conductors used for the um, high current rating as well as the high voltages for the flexible operation. The insulation of the PVC, polyvinyl chloride, is provided over the General specification, general specifications of general specifications of cables are as following. So mainly the characteristics of the, the conductor, the characteristics, impedance characteristics. That means generally conductors, every conductor has its own impedance, that is the resistance as well as the inductance and capacitance. So its impedance generally based on the 50 ohms to 75 ohms is advisable for whereas for the low impedance materials, low quality materials, so that should not be less than the 100 ohms to 125 ohms. At the same time, the specification of the cable also depend upon the its current carrying capacity. The current carrying capacity of the cable depend upon the so how much current it has to bear without heating and how much voltage it can withstand without puncturing and at the same time so how much temperature it can withstand. So we have to see that the current capacity depend upon the whenever the current is passing through the conductor, so you have to observe that it's the maximum current capacity. That means the normal full load current is a normally whenever the current passing through the full load current, there is no heat is developed. Whenever the whenever the motor or machine started, it will take the starting current is a very high interest current. At that condition, it has to withstand without heating. So thus that capacity can be considered while designing the cable. And voltage also the preferred, so how much insulation to be provided for a cable at the different conditions. And temperature, how much temperature it can withstand. And another specific characteristics of the cable is the size of the cables. So this, the size of the cables so depend upon the different factors, mainly attenuation and weight and that is both power and voltage, carrying capacity, and different factors we have to consider the weight and cost. So that means the size of the cable attenuation, as known as the attenuation means the attenuation is directly proportional with the inversely proportional with the diameter of the conductor. At the same time, its a power or voltage capacity directly depend upon the diameter. Here is a attenuation is inversely proportional, whereas the power and voltage of the cable depend on the diameter of the cable. At the same time, weight and cost of the conductor depend upon the diameter of the conductors. So it means the conductor, the weight increases, the diameter increases, the weight and cost all automatically increases. That purpose, we have to consider the attenuation factor and the power capacity factor, voltage capacity factor, height, cost and weight we have to consider for design a cable. For example, in case of the copper conductors, 7 for a 7 by 0.2, the aluminum conductor, it can carry the 1 ampere conductor. That means 7 strands, each strand, the diameter is 0.2 mm. Whereas if the strands it increases, but the same diameter of the strands, instead of 7 strands, if there is a 16 strands, so then the current capacity increases to the, from 1 ampere to 3 amperes. So this is the size of the cable. Another, the flexibility, that is the cable specifications is a flexibility. That means the cable should not be very flexible, should not be very hard. That should be moderate. If it is a flexible, there is a possible to breakdown it takes place and short circuit may be occurred between the two conductors if the insulation fails between the two conductors. If it is not tight, there is a possibility to break down. That's why its characteristics should be moderate in flexibility and size of the cable that depend upon the attenuation, the power and voltage carrying capacity, and current capacity. All current capacity of cable as well depend upon the temperature, voltage, and current. And at the same time, it also depend upon the impedance of the cable. These four factors is the main characteristics of any cable, whether it's a LT cable or HT cable. Let us see what are how we are going to observe in real field these cables. Now, the types of cables. What are the different types of the cables? So there are the many types of cables used in electrical systems. The few are it's a single core cable, a two core cable, three core cable, a four core cable, and a ribbon core. And this the screen cables, coaxial cables, twin bore cable, piston pair cable, Teflon coated cables, the fiber optic cables. These are the different types of cables. So these cables are generally used in electrical and electronics engineering fields. Generally, this main core cables, here is the single core. That means a single core and the two core and three core, four cables are generally utilized in our electrical system where it can carry the hundreds of amperes. Whereas in electron system, the cables can carry down only milliamperes and milliamperes and amperes to milliamperes of the current carrying capacity. Whereas in our electrical system, the cables has to transmit a large amount of the load from load center to the destination. That's why so we have to consider in power system or if it's a distribution system, the cables are so based on applications, whether it's a single core or double core or triple core and four core cables. Whereas a ribbon core and the screen cables, coaxial cables, twin core cables, twisted pair cables, Teflon coated cables, fiber optics cables are this electronic field and in computer field they are used for the carrying of the signals from one place to another place with less amount of the current capacity. Let us see one by one what is a single core. So how the single core cable can be uh, what is this construction? How it can be utilized in our electrical? Let us see. Here is a single core. You can see this single core cable. Here, if there is a one copper conductor, this is a core material over which there is a PVC insulation, polyvinyl chloride or other type of the insulation generally used. Here is a single strand. So this is a strand conductor armature. This cross section is a depend upon the cross section is a depend upon the this cross section of the conductor depend upon the current capacity. So this is a single core cable. The insulation consists of only single core. So this is important single phase, whether it's a phase or neutral. For in case of the double core system, same core, same material in the cable, it has one phase and another two cables. These were two cables provided inside the one single core or which was servicing. This was a double core cable. Whereas three core cables in this one, so there is the same insulation and servicing wire inside. There is a these three conductors. So generally, it is used for the three-phase system, R phase, Y phase, B phase systems for the connecting the motors. So whether it's a 180 wire or 320 wire or 720 wires based on our load capacity. So for the cables, you can see the cross section. Whereas in case of core cable, it has a core cable that is R phase, Y phase, B phase, and neutral. This is a three-phase system generally used in commercial apartments or in the domestic apartments. These are based on the number of cores present inside the cable. So we classify this as single core cable, double core cable, and triple core cable, and four core cables. Now let us see the some electronics and computer system uh, generally used cables. Here, ribbon core cables. The ribbon core cables you can observe inside the CPU. It's connected from the hard disk to motherboard and from that is some recorder. That is we can see the recorder to different floppy drive, CD drive to motherboard. We are using this type of the ribbon core cables. In ribbon core cables, what will happen? They all the number of single core cables are connected in such a way that it is connected. One is here, another is here. So it is connected to it has to transfer the more number of signals. So here in systems, you know that in computers we have the positive 5 volts, negative 5 volts, plus 3.3 volts, and 8 volts, 6 volts, depending on the voltage. It can be carried based on this requirement of the appliances. Whereas on twisted core cables, you can see the twisted core cables where two twist cables. This you can observe here in case of the internet systems. So when we require the internet system, there is a twin cores. This one pair, this another pair, this one another pair, this pair. So this one is a twisted cable uh, cables. And coming to the coaxial cable. Coaxial cables it consists of only the center conductor, over which is the dielectric media, over which is the foil shielded, and another is the braided shield. These are the metallic parts. Another is the shield. So that is another case of the outer jacket, or we can use the shield servicing. So it can can withstand the atmospheric conditions. So this is not the coaxial cables. Generally, you can observe these kind of the cables in our TV connection purpose. Another is a strained cable. So where is a strained cable? So if there is an insulation, there is the three conductors over which the screen, the metallic screen is covered total along the length of the cable. So here the screen, the metallic, the sheet as well as the sheet should be earthed to nullify the interference of radio frequencies to the normal signals. These are the special purpose cables generally used in our system. And so further details in a ribbon core cables, you can see in this type of the cables, many insulated wires. So this one wire, this is the one conductor, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and ninth. These are all conductors. This number of conductors, insulated wires of single strand are kept together in the form of a ribbons, and it is used when more number of connections are to be done between the two printed circuit boards (PCBs). The PCB edge connectors are used at each end. This is one connector and this another connector simply connected by using this one. So these are generally used in electronic systems and computers. And steel cables, as already we have seen. So in this type of the cables, the PVC insulation is provided over a stranded core copper conductor. This is a stranded core copper conductor. Over is the PVC insulation, over which is the screened sheet. So over the insulation, a screen of metal is provided, and the screen at the two ends, at the starting end, after long distance, it is also at the. Otherwise, what will happen if it is not acted? So otherwise, if not is acted, when a signal is transmitted to a single core, radio frequency disturbances signals also ride on the information signals which leads to noise. That means there is an radio interference signals takes place with the original signals. So avoid this one. It has to at the starting and at the ending. It should be provided all four. And another is the coaxial cables. In this case, this is also a screen type of a single core copper conductor. And coaxial cable over core, the insulation made up of PVC or polyvinyl chloride is provided. Surrounding the insulation, a metal screen. This is a metal screen is provided. Next, types of coaxial cables. So generally, in the electric field, the coaxial cables are RG8 and RG11, RG58. That means RG8 is a moderate cable, whereas RG11 is a thicker cable generally used, whereas for the thinner purpose, we can use a RG58. These are the general purpose used cables in electronics and electrical fields. The application of the coaxial cables. As already we know that it is used in cables for TV, camera, and coaxial cables of less attenuation and reduced capacitance are used for the transmission of power, radio frequency power. It is used in multiplex tele-data acquisition system, and the low noise radio frequency cables are used for the spacecraft signals, and it is used in mines for the communications, and it is used in CCTV systems. These are the different applications of coaxial cables. And coming to the twisted pair cables, so already we have seen the twisted pair cables. In this type of the cables, there are more than two twisted pairs. There are two types. These are the two types. One is the UTP, this unshielded twisted pair cables, and shielded uh, shielded twisted pair cables. Unshielded twisted pair cables and shielded twisted pair cables. These are the two types of cables generally used in uh, computer field as well as in the electronics. Now let us see the in case of the power system cables. These are the different. These general cables are used in special fields. Coming to our electrical fields in our power system, so what are the different the cables used in distribution as well as in transmission? Let us see the power cables. The power cables are mainly used for power transmission and distribution purposes. So that means whatever the energy is generated in generating station, the energy has to be transmitted to the nearby load centers. Generating station and load centers is a very long apart. It may be hundreds of kilometers. It has to transmit. That purpose we require the overhead lines as well as the underground cables. So where it is not possible to carry the power using the overhead lines, there is a crossing of the railway bridges and some rivers, then we can opt for the cables. It, it is an assembly of one or more individually installed electrical conductors usually held together with an overall sheet. That's a combined one. These are designed and manufactured as per different factors. What are the factors considered for a cable manufacturer? So main factor we should consider voltage. That means the cable used in the LT cable, low tension cable, is different from the cable which is used in the HT cable. And the cable which is used in the HT cable is different from the HT cable, extra high tension cables. The cable also different from the super high tension cables. That means once the voltage increases, the over the insulation layers has to be increased to withstand to avoid any puncture. Another is the current to be carried. The cable, another factor is how much current has to be carried without heating. That is the factor to be considered and operating maximum temperatures. So it is exposed to atmospheric conditions, as well as whenever the current passes through the conductor, there is a possibility some heat may be takes place. This heat and not cause the heat. In addition, the temperature of the cable also increases. But even that temperature, how much temperature it can withstand. So it's a 70 degrees centigrade, 100 degrees centigrade. So we have to consider the factor also. Such that the temperature, even the increase of the temperature, it has to withstand without any breakdown or damage. So another is main factor is the purpose of appliances and these are the customers. Now previously I've seen the ribbon cables, coaxial cables. So based on the requirement, whether it is required in the computer field, whether it is electronics field, whether it is for electrical field. Based on the current and voltage calculations we are using to this cable. These four factors to be considered while designing a cable. That is mainly the voltage, current, and temperature, as well as the design of the transformer. Now coming to that, for mining, special purposes. For example, in case of mining, the underground minings. So where we give the extra mechanical strength to cable with the double armoring. So here, in this case, what is that? Inside the ground, there is a wear and tear takes place of cable. It has to withstand some mechanical damages. So that's why double armoring is a mechanical protection provided with the cable for the mining. For the wind power plants, the customers generally require the flexible and ultraviolet protected cables with a mechanical top sheet required for the because it's exposed to the atmospheric condition. At that condition, we have to, so based on the desire, based on the requirement of the consumers, so we have to design the cables by taking the some their considerations. And the underground cables have several advantages, such as a less liable to damage to the storms and lightning and low maintenance cost, a lower chance of faults, a smaller voltage drop, and a better appearance. So, in case if you observe in the metropolitan, some cities, so we can observe there is no overhead distribution systems, distribution lines, all of the underground cables. The appearance is very good and production system also very uh, reliable. So at that condition we can also use underground cables. What is the initial cost is more. This is the some advantages. What are the advantages? So it's a damage to the whenever the storm and the wind and storms occur, there is no damage to the if the overhead lines. There is a possibility to heavy gale in wind. There is a possibility to break down of the uh, poles. There is possible to total collapse of the system. Here there is no problem, and lightning it cannot also lightning cannot be discharged in the underground cables, and maintenance cost is very less. There is no carbonization over the headlines, lower chance of falls, and smaller voltage drop. These are all the some advantages of over underground cables comparing to the overhead lines. Now coming to the electrical cable classification can be done in two ways according to the basis of their usage. So that means the electrical cables classification based on the insulation material used in their manufacture. So what are the different insulation material used? Based on that one type of the material. Another is based on the voltage for which they are manufactured. This cable is used for the EHT, this cable is for the LT cable. So based on that one, we use for this one classification based on the material, which type of the material, whether it is a background cables or from the mining or a dumped area, based on the insulation material used for the classifier. These are the general. The electrical cable classification according to the voltage. Let us see the voltage. Now, we know that the cables are classified, all cables are designed based on the two main factors. That is, one is the current, another is the voltage. So, based on the current, it's a damage that the conductor increases. If the voltage increases, the insulation layers increases. Now, this cable used for the LT cables. LT cables means low tension cables. You can see the low tension cable. So this cable may not be used for this purpose. So here what will happen? The low tension cable can be used up to the 1000 volts. So generally in single case we can use a 230 volts and in three case we can use a 440 volts. This is the generally Indian distribution voltages generally used in our country. And coming to the HT cables, there is a high tension cables. The voltage can be used above 1000 volts, less than 11 kV. We can say this is the HT cable. Here the voltage increases. So insulation takes place. Care should be taken more. Here the high tension cables. You can see the insulation. This cable is a LT cable. This cable is a high tension. This is a number of layers of insulation has to be increased. Next is the supertension cables. From supertension cables from the 22 kV to 33 kV. These are the cables generally used. And another cable is the extra high tension cables where the voltage is from 32 kV to and 66 kV. We can say that these are the cables and extra super voltage cables. That is the cables are the beyond 130 kV. You can use this of the cable. That is the cables classified based on the voltages. The LT voltage, LT cables. These cables are less than 1000 volts. The cables, HT cables. It can be cables which are the range 1000 volt, above 1000 volts and less than 11 kV. And the supertension cables, so above 11 kV, that is from 22 kV to 32 kV, in between the voltage you can set supertension cables. So the EHT cables from 32 kV to 66 kV, the voltage used for this cable are known as the extra high tension cables, whereas the extra super voltage cables are beyond the 130 kV lines. You can see that this is the EST extra super tension cables. You can see the uh, same cables, but once voltage increases, the number of layer of insulation increases. Next, coming to the, so let us see the one by one cable in. So also, electrical cable classification can be done on the basis of their construction as well. Construction. That is a belted cable. So where belted cable. So belt means here is the this conductors, this is paper insulation, and this is the difficult insulation, this insulation, this is the armoring, and here is the sheet. That means cable. The belted cables we can use up to 23 kV. Based on the construction, that's based on the voltage. This is based on the construction. One is the belted cables, another is the screened cables. Just see that this is screen cables. So these screen cables are generally used from 22 kV to 66 kV. In that case, there is a from 33 kV to 66 kV, yeah, EHT cables. Whereas in the screen cables, this can be used up to the 20 kV to 66 kV. And whereas on the pressure cables, these cables are utilized for more than 66 kV, where the pressure cables are filled with oil or gas as an insulation as well as the cooling media. So hence if voltage increases, so we require the more insulation is required. These are the three types of cables classification based on its construction. One is a belted cable, it can be used up to the 20 kV, and strained cables it can be used up to the 20 kV to 66 kV, and another is the cable is on pressure cables where some media used as a direct media, extra media is a direct media, then it can be these cables are used for the more than 66 kV voltages. You can see the different types of cables generally used in our electrical field. Now the belted cables. So here belted cables, how the belted cables work? So the cores are not circular in the case. So the core means these conductors. The cores are insulated from each other by use of the suitable insulating materials. So yeah. For example, pathways by it is with three conductors insulated by some separate insulation over each conductors. The three cores are grouped together and belted with the help of the paper belt. Here they use the paper belt so over which so belt as a to bound the conductors in a position. This is known as the belted cables. Now you can see the cross section of the belted cables. This is the core materials. This is the paper insulation, and this is the under the insulation, and this insulation material. This is the insulation material. Core. This is the core. This is insulation material. This is a white form. This is known as a paper insulation, the paper belt, and this is a lead sheet, the metallic lead sheet, and this is the service. So this is a cross section. The gaps are filled with the fibrous materials like the jute. So jute materials are provided inside the cables. The paper belt is covered with the lead sheet to protect the cable from the increase of the moisture. To avoid the moisture, the paper is inserted inside. The lead sheet also given a mechanical strength to the cable. The, the lead sheet is finally covered with the outer sheet. This outer sheet is explosive, it can withstand atmospheric conditions and sun rays as well as rainy water. This is a belted cable. Next, coming to the what are the demerits of the belted cables? The belted type cables are suitable only for the low and medium voltages. If used for the higher voltages, the cables may be heated, also require the larger diameter insulation material. Because what will happen in cables, main thing is there is an gallic strength in the cable. Actually, the dielectric strength and insulation resistance, the cable, whenever the current passes this resistance develop, it radiates in a radial way. Instead of radial exposure, radial stresses, if along the axial, then automatically the cable is possible to function at any time if temperature increases or voltage increases. To that purpose, so we have to consider this dielectric strength as well as the insulation resistance of the material used in cables. This is a if the voltage increases, what will happen? Automatically, instead of the radial uh, stresses, it is along the conductor. Then automatically there is possible to puncture of the conductor on the stream cables. So stream cables further classified into the two types. One is H-type cables. So H-type H means is one of the scientists who found the cables that is a hard studdler or studdler the cable. Another is L-type, low-type cables. Now let us see the H-type cables. There is no paper belt in this type of the cables. Here, the paper used to bound the three cores in previous case. Here, there is no paper belt in this type of the cables. Each conductor in this case is insulated with a impregnated paper. Impregnated, not paper. That's a paper insulation. So already we have seen in first year level. The paper having the dry condition, it can withstand the class A. That's a 95 degrees centigrade. If the paper is impregnated, that's the wetted with oils, resins, then it can withstand the class B. That is nearly 120 degrees centigrade can withstand the temperature. That is impregnated paper. So it is insulated with the impregnated paper, covered with a metallic screen, which is usually an aluminum foil, over which aluminum foil is provided. The metallic screen touches each other. What will happen? These two conductors, here is insulation, here is insulation, here is the impregnated paper, over which this is provided, and also the metallic sheet is provided over this three conductors. And instead of paper belt, so in previous case where the paper is provided here, so now it is a metallic sheet. Metallic sheet is a connected three cables, electrically. That means instead of paper belt, three cores are wrapped with a conducting belt, which is generally copper woven fabric tape. Then there is an inner sheet made up of lead. So lead is the material generally used in our conductors. After the lead sheet, there are layers of bedding and armoring and outer sheet. What do you mean the bedding, armoring, and outer sheet? You can see the cables in classification further. Here, so bedding means it is some cushioning materials, the fiber materials generally used over which there is a armoring. Armoring is the GA strips, the steel strips. That is it can withstand not only mechanical protection to the cables, and the outer sheet is it can protect from the atmosphere all chemical, electric, chemical, and all fields. Now let us see here. This is the conductor, and over which this is the paper insulation, impregnated paper insulation, and over which the metallic sheet. Here is a another sheet. Similarly, they all are connected, and another is a conducting belt. Is another metallic sheet, and over which is a lead sheet, and over is the bedding, that is the fibrous materials, over which the armoring, this is a metallic strips, so the mechanically installed, so over which is a sheet, outer sheet. This is the construction of this cable. Now let us see so this all cables, H-type cables are this type of the cables. So metals, all these are the different voltage purposes, different load purposes generally used in H-type. Now, SL cables. SL means separate uh, separate lead. Lead is a separate lead. Here in previous case we had used some sheet. Now it is separate lead. Cable each core is insulated with a impregnated paper as well as previous case. Each one is then covered by a separate lead sheet and instead of an overall lead sheet. Here is a previously overall lead sheet is provided. Here is instead of each conductor is a provided one sheet. A cotton tape covered used to wrap them together. So in previous cases, what will happen? So this is the conductor. There is an insulation paper, impregnated paper, and over which there is a we provided the over which is the sheet, and over which we connected the another metallic strip. Instead of metallic strip, we are using the one uh, tape. There is a cotton tape is provided. Only cotton. Previous case we used the metallic strip. Here we use the cotton tape. Covering is used to uh, wrap the core together. Then there are the layers of the armoring and outer sheet. Normal case. You can see here this is conductor, and this is the lead covering. Here is the paper insulation, a lead covering, and so this lead covering. We are using the cable is a cotton tape. So cotton tape is used. In previous case, sheet is used. Next is the bedding, and armoring, the outer sheet. These are the you can see observe here. Now this is the cable. This is the SL cable. Separate lead cable are generally. Now another cable is pressure cables. As we know that pressure cables, the pressurized the cables are kept at the pressure. The minimum pressure is provided by using the at the both ends. So by using some oils or some gases, some inorganic gases, inert gases, hydrogen gases, inert gases, nitrogen gases generally used in cables. Now, in these cables, the possibility of void formation is completely eliminated. So by increasing the pressure of insulating medium, oil or gas. So it is on the pattern is a wide formation. If the wide formation takes place in the cable, the life of the cable decreases. To avoid that one, we are providing the some another media, that's oil or gas. As an insulating medium, in this cable is under pressure. These cables are known as a pressure cable. So pressure cable, the oils or gases provided in the certain pressure. Clearly, so up to the 15 to 18 kg per centimeter square pressure is provided in the cable by providing the both ends using the some pressurized vessels. Now you can see the same some oil ducts are provided outside the conductors and along the conductor. You can see the this is the conductor and over which this is the material paper insulation and over this is the sheet and the lead sheet and here is the some oil ducts are provided over which oil is passes for the cooling purpose as well as the insulation purpose. So these are the further class where the oil filled cables and gas pressurized cables. So you can see the oil filled cables. The oil filled cables are generally used for the voltages of 66 kV to 132 kV cables. In these cables, oil ducts are made with a adjacent to the course. So here adjacent to the previous case, we have seen the core. Here there is one duct, here is another duct, here is one duct. Or we can provide the oil channels ducts around the insulation. So in these cables, oil ducts are made within or adjacent to the core materials. Oil under pressure is circulated in these ducts. The cable is filled with oil and the pressure is maintained in the cable by connecting the oil channels to the tanks, which are placed at the suitable distance along the path of the cable. We can see this one. Next, what are the demerits? Demerits of the cable is the so as the pressure tanks are required all along the path of these cables, the length of the cables are limited. So the cable may not be used for the long distance. So because for the purpose of filling up the gaps. Oil leakage is another serious problem connected with these cables. Automatic signaling units are those to indicate the fall in pressure in any cable. So there is possible to this demerits. There is a leakage of the gas or oil and pressure may not be maintained. These are disadvantages for using the pressurized cables. So where the voltage is for the higher voltages, we can use the circuit cables in our process. Now, one is the oil. This is a gas pressure cables. So it is an triangular in shape and installed in a steel pipe. So provided in a steel pipe with angle shaped cables. And the pipe is filled with the gas. The pipe is filled with the inert gas. Now, in these cables, an inert gas like nitrogen at a pressure is used to create pressure in the cable. And the gas pressure is about 12 to 15 atmospheric condition. Due to such a high pressure, the radial compression of the insulation takes place, and which eliminates the possibility of void formation and ionization. So this is the advantage of the gas pressure cables. Now, these are the cables. Now let us see. Now summarize what we have learned today. So we have discussed about the various types of cables. The cables. What is the cable? What are the different the cables? And what are the cable applications? So whether it is a electronic field, whether it is a computer field, whether it is in the electrical field. So we have seen the general cables, all cables, in the next application of cables. So what are the based on the application? Also, we have seen the this all cables. So in summary, we have seen that. So comparing to the cables, in case of the in general LT cables and LT cables and HT cables, supertension cables, and belted cables, coaxial cables, and what is its construction, what is its function, what is the merits, what is the demerits we have seen. And based on our requirement, at the same time, so what are the factors to be considered for manufacturing of the cables based on a requirement of the its voltage, based on the current capacity, based on the temperature, and based on the desire of the customers. So, what is its merits and demerits we have seen uh, in this lesson. Thank you very much for listening this one. And if you have any doubts, you can